Hi. Um, so today might be a good day, or it could be one of the worst ones I've had yet. Because today, my Mac Mini will hopefully finally hit the spotlight. And yeah, this is a late 2012 model Mac Mini. It has, I think it was a third gen Core i5 running at 2.5 gigahertz. It's got 8 gigs of RAM and a 256 gig SSD. And I'm going to attempt something pretty crazy. So, because these older Intel Macs are highly versatile when it comes to running operating systems, I'm going to attempt to put 4 different operating systems on it: macOS Monterey, Windows 7, Debian Linux, and FreeBSD. Which I've never actually used FreeBSD before on real hardware. It's kind of redundant because macOS is based on BSD, but I'm pretty sure they're not compatible, so whatever. And I'm going to do this in style. First of all, I have an external hard drive that you can't really see. That if I could pan the camera down just a little bit, you would see an external hard drive I have. I'm going to install all the operating systems just off of that one disk. And I'm also, because the Mac doesn't officially support Monterey, I will also be trying to use a OpenCore Legacy Patcher to boot all the operating systems. And I've not had very good experience with OpenCore in the past, but hopefully things will work out a little better. So let's get the setup going. Plug some stuff in. Now swap my accessories from my main computer to the Mac, because I only have one. Really wish I had a KVM switch, but we're just gonna switch over. And there's the bong. A classic bong. So yeah, right now I have macOS Catalina installed on this. And that is a bit too bright. Let me see if I can... Yeah, there you go. Make it darker so you can see the screen better. And I'm going to enter my password while having to work awkwardly around the chair. So yeah, right now this is running Mac OS Catalina, and we're just gonna stop dilly-dallying and get this out of the way. So the first thing we need to do is download OpenCore Legacy Patcher. Welcome to Mac OS Catalina. No, I do not need the tour. OpenCorePatcher.pkg. I think this is the best picture I'm going to get from this phone. I don't have a proper capture card with me, so this is the best quality you're going to get. Okay, that is done downloading. Writing files, and I'm going to grab the external hard drive. I love that makes the old iPhone text message sound whenever something finishes installing. Okay, let's plug in my hard drive. And no, I do not want to use Time Machine. Okay, I should go to Launchpad, and there's OpenCore Patcher. Now I think all I need to do is select Create macOS Installer, and I'm going to use... yeah, let's do Monterey. And that's going to take a bit. Okay, it's done extracting the macOS installer. Let's see if we can create one. Install macOS Monterey. Yes, I would like to. And immediately I notice a problem. I can't just put it on one partition. I think I have to cheat here. Hang on a second. Okay, Monterey. I need to open a terminal, and the command is contents, resources, create install media tac volume / Mac, which should be the HFS partition on my external hard drive right here. To continue, we need to erase the volume at /volume/Mac. Yes, I would like to erase it. An error occurred extracting the disk. Okay. That's inconvenient for me. Error erasing the disk. Fine. I will erase this hard drive. Just as generic. We'll wait for that to write. No, off, Time Machine. Oh, I might have fucked up the install already, but because the Mac auto-mounted this stupid little... Well, whatever. Let's wait a few minutes and see if this moves any further.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Well, it's been about 2 minutes and it hasn't moved an inch, so I'm gonna assume that the installer process is hanged. Review a log file. Well, this isn't really any useful for me. Oh, there we go. It's writing the next chunk. No, you freaking piece of sh... Okay, I thought it stopped for a bit, but it's going. It's going.
A few moments later.
Okay, that took barely any time at all. Now let's install OpenCore. And I'm going to install it to disk 2. I'm going to install it to the USB drive, and I think we are good to begin the installer process. So I'm just going to... Actually, I'm going to shut down. Hit the power button. And hold down the Option key as soon as I hear the chime. Or I guess the... No. This keyboard's a little wonky. It doesn't always initialize correctly every time. I don't have an Apple keyboard, so it's the Alt key here. Try this again. Power button. Hold down the Option key. No, it's not initializing fast enough. It always wants to boot to macOS. Okay, fine. I can do this a different way. Startup disk. Well, that's useless for me. Let me swap some plugs around. Try this on the right. Try this again. Holding down Option. Okay, it actually worked this time. I just swapped some things around. Okay, we need to select EFI boot. And we're going to boot to install macOS Monterey. Is the Apple. Crank down the exposure so you can see this better. Okay, here we are. Wow, this is a very smooth experience right here. Okay, now we need to go to the disk utility. View, show all devices. Format this as APFS. Call it Macintosh HD. Okay, erase process is complete. Now I need to partition this. What the f... I broke the thing. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to restart again. Okay, well now that Catalina's gone, it should just auto-boot to the installer. And yep, it did. Okay, let's try this again. Let's use the disk utility. And we are going to partition this. Add partition. Fine, we'll do HFS plus for now. And oh my god, using the disk utility for this is going to be so stupid. You know what? I'll just boot to gparted and we'll just partition the disks from there. Well, the most critical thing we need to do is create a new partition. And we'll just create an untitled HFS volume. It's, 187. That way, in case gparted has any problems with recognizing APFS, we can just delete the partition and create a couple new partitions. So we're going to continue on to install macOS Monterey. Do we have Wi-Fi? Yes, we do. Okay, let's just connect to Wi-Fi real quick. Yes, I agree to your license agreement. I'm going to install this to Macintosh HD. Now I'll wait for that to install. Please tell me that my Mac isn't tweaking. I think it might be applying the post-installation root patches right now. Still at 98%. There's the chime again. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, this thing actually freaking worked. Holy shit. I tried to get this to work like 3 years ago, and I couldn't. And now it works this time. What the fuck? Oh my god, this thing actually works. No, I don't want to configure accessibility settings. Sure, we can connect to Wi-Fi. And, hello? Oh, it's not letting me hit continue. Oh. It just took a bit to set up the Wi-Fi. I just needed to be patient. Yeah, there you go. No, I do not want to migrate. Sure, let's sign into my Apple ID. Okay, we're signing in with Apple. And there you go. Okay. Let's do this one. And, okay. Use full name, virtual name, account name, MTVMB, password.
"12 seconds later.
Creating account. It shouldn't take super long. Come on, please. Oh no, not iCloud. Let's not use iCloud keychain. The internet was so fast before, now it's freaking slow. Comcast. No, I do not need location so no fucking oh my god. Nope. Dude. Okay, disable location services. Closest city, Chicago. No, let's not share Mac Analytics with Apple. And I do not need screen time insights. Dark theme. If only you knew the power of the dark side. And there you go. Your Logitech device cannot be identified and will not be usable until it is identified. Okay, this is a North American keyboard, and here we are. Yeah, this is macOS Monterey. Let's see what it thinks this thing is. Oh no, it doesn't even change the model identifier. It's still Mac Mini 6.1. That's amazing. Sure, let's install OpenCore to the main hard drive. Okay, disk 0. EFI. And there we go. Okay, now we're going to shut down. And if you don't mind me, I'm going to charge this phone because it's running low on battery. Okay, so while I was waiting for my phone to charge, I took a break and ate lunch. And prepared the hard drive to install the other operating systems. But also, I installed Puyo Puyo Puzzle Pop. Now, this is the main reason why I wanted to install something newer than Catalina, because I've really been wanting to try Puyo Puyo Puzzle Pop. And now you guys get to see, as well as me, if this game will actually work on this late 2012 Mac Mini. So let's go ahead and launch it. Yo, it actually boots up. Well, I was not expecting that, but it actually boots up. It actually boots up. You know, I cannot believe this game actually works. Hey! No, skip the tutorial, I already know how to play the game. Okay, it's gonna be a little awkward to have a Puyo battle here while I'm trying to see how well this game runs. Look at me dropping frames left and right. Oh, oh my god, that just dropped an input. This is so bad. Nope. Ow. This does not run super well, but it works. I cut my chain again. Hey, wow, great frame rate. Yeah, it's very clear that this game is not gonna run well in 1080p. Choose a nickname. Choose which players can see your activity. Friends only. Hit done. Okay. Okay, can I change the resolution at all? Okay, graphic settings. Okay, I can. Let's lower the resolution a bit. Okay, this runs a little better. Oh, the game locks my cursor. Of course it does. Put this in full screen then. So I can get this to run at a lower resolution, but yeah, I'm surprised the game even works at all. But let's stop goofing around now and install Windows 7. Okay, so let's shut down now. Okay, I can boot from VToy EFI, and that seems good. Let's boot from Windows 7. Well, I tried to boot it, but apparently it doesn't work. First, we need to partition the disk. Okay, let's go with default settings into RAM. Yeah, we need to partition the disk so we can install all our other operating systems. Okay, so we'll boot if I use the native bootloader, but not through OpenCore. Continue to start X using gparted automatically. There we go. Now, first thing I'm going to do... Oh, it actually does recognize it as APFS. I'm going to delete this partition, then create a new 60 gigabyte partition, which I will format as NTFS. And then I'm going to create another 50 gigabyte partition, formatted as ext4, and this will be for Linux. Actually, let's make it a little larger. Let's do 56 gigabytes. Then I'm going to create a 4 gigabyte partition for swap space. And finally, one more partition, which I'm going to leave unformatted, and this will house the FreeBSD installation. So now we're going to have 6 partitions on this SSD, divided pretty evenly too. So yeah, now let's reboot. And shut down, actually, because I have to hold down the Option key again. I don't know if either of my Windows 7 ISOs actually support EFI, either of the ones I've loaded on here. First, let's try the all-in-one. Now let's do a WinBoot. Okay, no, this ISO does not support EFI. I think the disk needs to be in an MBR scheme for it to be recognized by the Mac as Windows. Let's try this other ISO. I don't even think you can install from a WinBoot. Okay, this other Windows 7 ISO does support EFI. Oh. Never mind. It just crashed. Give me a moment while I repartition my disk.
2 hours later.
Okay, that took way longer than it needed to get everything re-downloaded again. Mostly because my NAS was being a doozy and SMB4K was being a piece of shit. But I have repartitioned my hard drive, so I should be able to just boot Windows 7 on it. Okay, there we go, we got Windows. I'm hoping that I'll be able to actually boot Windows from OpenCore. Windows is loading files. Okay, we're starting Windows. And here we are, Windows 7. Now let me double check that partitions are set up correctly. Actually, I think we might just be able to install it like we normally would. Pretty sure this is running in 1024x768. Although the Mac is just upscaling it to 1080p. Oh, I forgot. These are 32-bit versions of Windows. Yeah, these will only be able to access up to 4 gigs of RAM, so I would really like a 64-bit version of Windows. More waiting!
Later.
Okay, so I've gotten another Windows 7 ISO that is 64-bit. And I'm going to choose Windows 7 Home Premium. And the reason for this... Okay, custom. I think this one is... Oh, yep, Partition 3. Because that's the only one which is actually reporting a free space. And now it's going to proceed through the Windows installation. And I have a USB 3 hard disk and an SSD, so hopefully this should go super fast. Alright, the Mac is rebooting now, and wow, that installation was super quick, the first phase at least. That was literally, what, like 4 minutes? Wow, that was crazy. And boom. Here we are in the Windows 7 OOBE, and I'm just gonna set this up right quick. Okay, the computer name is Cyanide. And I actually do have a Windows 7 Home Premium product key sitting right in front of me. So I'm going to type that in right quick. Okay, let's install important updates only. Central time, just automatically, why not? And we're in. But we're not done quite yet because I do need to install the drivers. Yeah, no Wi-Fi. And also, no sound. So I actually do need to boot back into Mac OS so I can download the Boot Camp drivers. Now, if I remember correctly, all I need to do is just go to the Boot Camp Assistant. Just need to open up the Boot Camp Assistant, and then I need to go to Action, and then download Windows Support software. Save as Windows Support, and I'm going to save it on the data partition. Now, hopefully this is the right drivers, but given we're running on a quote-unquote unsupported operating system, not sure if this will actually download the correct drivers.
Later.
Okay, well, apparently the Boot Camp Assistant didn't want to download the drivers, but I did find some Windows 7 drivers on Apple's website. I'm just going to put this on the USB. Put this on the USB. The f***? Put this on the USB. Damn it! Oh, it lets me write to the FAT partition, but not to the NTFS partition. Apparently macOS can't write to NTFS. Who knew? But apparently it can write to NTFS when it's over Samba. Whatever. We have the drivers. Now they're on the USB drive, so that I can just restart. And I do actually have to hold down the Option key so I can pull up the boot picker and let it boot to Windows. Okay, there we go. Here's Ventoy. Let's run setup. Oh, fun. The size of setup.exe is 666 kilobytes. Lovely. Just gonna wait for that to install. Broadcom Wireless. Yeah, that's gonna be an issue when I try to install Debian. Because the Broadcom Wi-Fi cards in these things do require non-free firmware to operate on Linux. Which I have on the hard drive already. I have come prepared. Sound's working. I heard the hardware insert sound, but it was very quiet because the speaker on this thing isn't particularly loud and I don't have speakers. External speakers, rather. And there we go. Now I need to restart. And there we go. Oh, why is the keyboard lagging now? Oh my god. Didn't hear the startup sound, which means it went through HDMI. Oh, yeah. I love Windows 7. That's why I chose to install it. But yeah, let's connect to Wi-Fi. This is a home network. And there you go. We're online. So yeah, this is Windows 7. It's beautiful. That's why I chose to install it. Again, this is Windows 7. I love Windows 7. We even got Windows Media Center here. And, okay. Speakers. There you go. Let's hear that. Oh my god. I have to go into sound settings. Okay. Hardware and sound. Sound. Speakers. Set default. Yeah, there you go. Now let's hear that. Oh, yeah, the Windows Media Center sound. But yeah, that's enough of Windows 7. Let's get straight on to installing Linux.
Unfortunately, I have to cut the video short here because this video ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated. So it will have to be split into 2 or maybe even 3 parts. The second part will be out next week, and if it's out already, then there will be a link in the description, in a card above, or on this end screen. Stay tuned.